Here we go. So, you guys are in the game and you're trying to figure out whether to buy babies, hatchlings, or whether to buy breeders, proven breeders, juveniles. Where do you actually want to start? So, hopefully, this video will give you kind of a jump start on things, on the thinking process and where you should head. Let's get into it. Hey guys, what's going on? Will here, Flawless Crested Geckos, coming to you guys again with another video, and this one is actually a request. So again, when we get these questions, we want to put as much of this content out there, put this material out there so the masses can hopefully absorb it and learn from it, or just listen to it and maybe you can utilize it or maybe not. But we want to hopefully point the whole industry in the right direction. Again, it's not trying to direct people to our sales or move in our geckos, or even our way of thinking. We're just giving you a first person, first breeder type of perspective on expectations, realistic expectations of becoming a breeder. Hopefully I'll try to keep this video pretty brief and try to hit the nail right on the head. So you're getting into breeding, you started buying, let's say first case scenario, you're buying babies, okay? There is absolutely, and let me put this out there right now at the beginning of the video. Everyone knows that we seldomly sell babies. For the most part, we sell bigger juveniles onto ready to breed animals, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with selling or purchasing babies. So this is not going to push you toward that direction either. All we can tell you is pretty much our experience. So that being said, if you decide to start with purchasing hatchlings in the programs you want to work, there's a few things you want to make sure you look out for. 9 times out of 10, reputable breeders are going to represent their brand in a respective and responsible manner. 9 times out of 10, they're going to, maybe sell as unsexed, which is perfectly fine. Or they're going to sell as probable male, probable female, or just say pores present, pseudo pores present. There is absolutely nothing wrong with buying any of them at all. A good rule of thumb is typically you're going to get better pricing on buying hatchlings. So you can kind of build your collection, a stronger collection, because you can buy higher quality, higher structure, just higher overall quality animals, crested geckos, buying babies, because you can buy more of them for less bang, for better bang on the buck. It's not going to hurt the pocketbook or the pocket too much as if you were buying a finished product. We steer kind of against it only because we like to maintain that we like to be our primary number one customer. And in the past, if you're dealing with anything in business, if you face obstacles or you're faced with an issue, you want to hopefully circumvent that problem or fix that problem. And we have sold animals that we would have held back to move some of our programs forward. We have sold those animals at a younger age, and we were kicking ourselves at the end of the day. So that was a decision that we had to make business-wise to make sure that we didn't sell animals that we needed to keep to make our own lines better and better. But as a consumer, as a keeper, as a breeder, if they're on the market and they're available and you see it and you need it, those are some things you need to take a look at. As well. So that's scenario kind of number one. Scenario number two is buying juveniles. So buying juveniles, you, for the most part, the benefits are you're going to, for the most part, know kind of where they're heading progression wise. They're not small. They're normally anywhere 15 grams and up. 9 times out of 10, you have a better sense of gender, whether they're male or female. It's more of a concrete, especially around 25 grams, which is the rule of thumb that we use. And you can build your collection and program a little bit better, as things could be a little bit more exact and precise. You're not dealing with a lot of assumptions of maybe you have a probable male or female by buying something younger. And again, depending on the size of your collection and programs that you're running, sometimes the gender doesn't matter. You just need a certain bloodline, a certain lineage involved in what you're working with. That's perfectly fine as well. So if you get the vibe of this video, there really isn't a wrong way to do this. It really isn't. So for the customer that actually was inquiring about this, this is why we wanted to put it out to everyone. You can do this 1,000 different ways. Our way is not the only way. And we don't want to be the breeder to tell you, hey, this is the only way to work. No, we try to tell you that this is what's working for us. We tell you our firsthand experience with certain things, but we also have to understand that you may try something that doesn't work for us and be successful at it. So this is one of them things where we always say glass half full or half empty. Take everything with a grain of salt. So buying a juvenile has a lot of perks, has a lot of benefits, but now also the con is going to be, typically it's going to be the price, where you're going to typically pay a little bit more for something that's developed, very, very high-end animal, something you're chasing for a project. You're going to pay a little bit more for that animal. So price is probably going to be a con. Then you have the last scenario for the most part. And yes, there's other variables that kind of can jump in there and take place as well. But the last scenario is you're going to be buying ready to breed animals, geckos, or proven breeders. Now, when you're doing that, again, the pros are, definitely whether they're male or female, same thing like the juveniles. And the only other con on top of the juvenile scenario is there's probably going to be even more expensive than buying the juvenile, because you're pretty much buying an animal that is pretty much plug and play. You purchase, you quarantine, you check the animal out, you make sure that everything is perfectly fine with that animal, and then for the most part after quarantine they can go right into your breeding program. Again, you're going to want to make sure you get as much information from the breeder as possible, whether the lineage or maybe they got it secondhand and you're trying to get all the information from them. A lot of the times we help out customers that purchase geckos that we produced from other breeders secondhand. And we don't tell them, oh, well, you didn't get it from us, so we can't help you. No, well, if you can keep up with all the information we give you when you purchase your Crested gecko from Flawless, then we make sure that we can keep that communication open with people that are buying secondhand Flawless geckos and still need a little bit more follow-up pictures on lineage or questions about their geckos. So we love to help the community as a whole. So those are the three scenarios.
Hey guys, Flawless Crested Geckos here, Will and Audra.
And we're here to tell you guys about our new Patreon tier. Have you guys ever played the lottery, lose, and get all your money back?
That's not really a thing, is it? Oh, but yes it is. With our new tier, the $100 a month, you get every single bit of your money back for the entire year. But guess what? It doesn't end at the end of the year. Right. No, you have rollover. So you can continue to build your savings account as much as you would like. Right. But guess what? That's not all.
That's right.
You also is the biggest perk?
Are automatically entered for our annual free Xanthic giveaway. Visual Xanthic.
A free visual Xanthic. Oh my gosh. Who does that? We do.
That's right. So you guys are going to want to go over to patreon.com/Flawless Crested Geckos
and check join the Flawless family.
Three scenarios. So on the front side of things, when you're trying to get into starting a breed, there's a few misconceptions, and unfortunately some of them that can be very, very accurate, and some of them can be drastically wrong. there's no true guide to what needs to be done. There's things that you can do with all three of these scenarios. Some people love the experience and they want to buy as hatchlings, grow them out, learn how to keep, learn the husbandry. There is nothing wrong with any of that. And then you can learn the certain behaviors of certain geckos and how they're behaving around breeding season and things of the sort, and how they evolved from a hatchling to a 5-year-old crested gecko, male or female. So when you're doing that, you have certain things that you expect. A lot of people expect when they buy hatchlings that, okay, you're going to grow your hatchling out, and your male is going to hit, let's say, for instance, for sake of the video, your male is going to be 2 years old. The weight is going to be perfect, and he's going to be hitting home runs out of the park. He's starting to breathe. He's taking off. He's doing, 2, 3, 4 females. Everything is perfect. But what you don't realize, even as buying a hatchling, you sit there, you're investing into that gecko, and now you wait 2 years and you start your pairing process, and guess what? He decides he doesn't want to breed yet. He may very well take 3, 4 years to actually start breeding. These things are normal. It's no reason to panic, but these things are very, very normal. If you're doing it on a business level, the same thing happens as females. You grow your female out. She's 3 years old. She may decide not to breed till she's 5, 6 years old. We've had that happen. And I'll tell you guys, typically, it's going to happen to you, and it's going to happen to you to your most anticipated breedings every single time. So the more you gawk over them, the more you want this breeding to happen, the more it's not going to happen for you. And I'm telling you guys from experience here. So we treat, our $10,000, $5,000, whatever monetary value you put on certain programs. We treat our most important, most influential, most productive breedings the same way we treat our stepstone breedings, meaning breedings where we're making certain hets or we're making certain combos where it's not extremely important yet because we're shooting for the 4 and 5 years down the road. We treat everything the same. The moment you put too much importance on a breeding, that's when it's not going to go for you. That's when that female is going to lay nothing but duds for the whole season. That's when that male is going to act like a complete idiot for the whole season and act like it doesn't want to breed. You're going to have nothing but issues. And again, that's just firsthand knowledge from us. But then, so you step out of that scenario, like I said, out the gate, it being 3 to 5 years, depending on, male and female, dealing with complications on getting them to pair. Maybe you might get one pairing, or maybe you may have issues pairing up after that. Now, when you get into a little bit more of the juveniles, you're going to face those very same issues. The only difference is you're cutting down some of the time frame because you end up buying anywhere between, let's say, 20 and 25 grams. Let's say you're knocking off in that same time frame anywhere from 8 months to a year. Okay, so it knocks down that same breeding wait time from 3 to 5 years to now 2 to 4 years. Pretty much until everything, you learn everything about your crested geckos and they get into a nice flow. Now, the only benefit truly with buying breeders or ready to breed females is, again, you cut down a bulk of that time. And typically you can it ranges from straight out of quarantine, depending on the time of year that you end up picking up these ready to breed animals or proven breeders. So typically it's going to be anywhere from a few months, 2 to 3 months, depending on how long your quarantine is, up until a year frame. And then you can still fall into that 2 to 3 year frame, depending on how young your male is, how young your females are. You're still going to be playing this waiting game. What I would like you guys to take from this video is none of these options are wrong. We live in this time where we try to, let's say, avoid, let's say you want to avoid the hatchling phase. Well, things in this world is going to cost you one of two things. It's very, very simple. It's time and money. So either you're going to pay or you're going to take the time. You're still going to pay because it's going to be some type of monetary value involved when you acquire any gecko that you like, no matter how big or how small. But there's also going to be a time frame. So you're either going to pay in finances or you're going to pay in time. That's what I really want you guys to understand about this video. Now, to close on this video, hopefully you're finding this video and content like this influential, informational, and if you are, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We are working very, very hard to bring you guys this content. Also, guess what? We also have a giveaway coming up this Friday. I believe it's 8 p.m. It's either 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. guys. I'll put it on the screen, but 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. this Friday, we're actually having a giveaway. So tune in here live and check it out, hang out with us, and jump in the live comments and spread some positivity. Let us know how your season is going. Let us know how we can help you out if we are able to help you. Also, check out the geckos we have on Morph Market, as well as the geckos we have on our website, flawlesscrestedgeckos.com. Obviously, you've seen the commercial. Check us out on Patreon. We got a lot of stuff going on at this specific time. But for the most part, you can pick any one of those scenarios and you can be extremely successful at it. But this was one of those videos where we want to put out to show you the realistic expectations of becoming a breeder within these three scenarios. There is truly no way to circumvent anything. A lot of people can go out and buy all breeders and still have a very non-productive breeding season. So good things come to those who wait. But at the same time, make sure you're strategic. Make sure that everything fits within your business plan. Even as a hobbyist, even as a keeper, make sure that all your purchases make sense. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully you guys love this video. Comment down below if you did. It's Will, Flawless Crested Geckos, and we out.